Welcome, friends, to an apocalyptically erotic episode of the Crept from the 80s. Today is another haul video, my friends. We're living in some crazy times right now. Crazy times, so I'm hoping that this channel, this Crept from the 80s channel, gives you a little fun, gives you a little smile, gives you a little happiness. Puts a smile on that face. And your nips. And your tips. You know? We all need some fun. We all need some entertainment right now. Since we're holed up. Some of us are, sadly, the jobs have shut down and we have to be home. And that is the case for me. So, friends, if you didn't know before we get into the haul video, I have been a filmmaker for 29 years now. I've been making goofy comedy horror films. So to help support the little folk, to help support the independent artists out there, the starving artists, and to give you some magical entertainment during this woeful, loathful time, why don't you give me an email? Send me an email. Send me a private message. And say, hey, the Sievage, I sure would like to get some of your fine B movies, comedy horror films, for my viewing pleasure. Well, I can help you out there, folks. Right now, my DVDs and Blu Rays are only $10 each. Or you can go for the bundle deals, 12 movies, 12 of my films for $60. Or 24 of my films for $120. Or 45 of my films for $250. What? That's a steal. I'm telling you, folks, we're living in some crazy times and you need some crazy entertainment. So enough about that. Let's get into this haul video, shall we? Now, truth be told, I just recorded this video on a different camera that ended up not really working out for me. And there was some screw-ups on the SD card and it kind of all went to shit. Which is unfortunate for our friend Michael Hoodat Whale, who I will talk about in a bit. But first, I want to get on to some other stuff. Now this is kind of like this is stuff I've gotten in the last 2 months, I think, and not all of it I got. Some of it was sent to me because of some dope things. But going back to my movies, you can get the newest flick. Well, it's an anthology. It's the Stoinky Saga. You get 3 of my flicks: Stoinky Beach, A Stoinkmare Before Christmas, and A Stoinkmare on Halloween Street, which is the newest short film. All 3 short films, plus special features and commentaries on the Stoinky Saga Blu-ray. You can get this Blu-ray now. This is the special. This is because it's new. It's $20 shipped. But it is part of the bundle deals, not the individual $10 DVD or $10 Blu-ray deal. But yeah, so that's out there. Get a hold of me again. So first, let's go through some of these here. Recent pickup is Dr. Sleep. Really loved this movie when it came out. I saw it with my dear friend Meredith Host, and we loved it. And it is the sequel, of course, to The Shining, which I'm not a big fan of. The books are far more rocking and rolling for that, but I really loved this. It was dope, and the director's cut, it's good, but I don't think it added really anything crazy to the movie. And in fact, I didn't notice too much of a difference, but whatever. I love it, and it's probably the only way I'll watch it is the director's cut version. But I also picked up recently. Scream Factory had a deal going on, so I picked up their Candyman for $13. Love this movie. It's got some great extras on there. I got to dip into it. It's got a lot of great extras. It looks like it's got the unrated cut. What's that about? But I gotta check it out. I love Candyman, and I'm looking forward to the master and all the good stuff that Scream Factory always offers us fans. Speaking of Scream Factory, this is a movie that I have loved since the 80s. I'm a big horror fan, and this, for me, I feel is like an underrated film in a lot of the circles, but I absolutely love it. I've always loved it. It's really fun. It's unique. It's got a nice, fun twist. April Fool's Day is finally out on Blu Ray, thanks to Scream Factory. I've been holding on to that damn DVD forever because I was afraid this thing would never come out, but thankfully Scream Factory got the Paramount license, so hopefully we're gonna see some more gems coming out with Paramount and Scream Factory, like, oh, I don't know, Summer School for Shout Select, Explorers Shout Select. Come on. I know you already made my heart twitter twatter pitter patter when you just recently said you're going to release Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. But April Fool's Day, I can't wait to dip into this. I'm going to be having a marathon soon with a bunch of folks from the Saturday morning sleepovers. We do these Saturday night sleepovers as well. Hopefully they won't be afraid to come and check out the films, cough, cough, nip, nip, squip, squip. Also recently picked up, love this, from the early 90s. I went to see this in the theater, and I rented it subsequently many times on VHS. It is called Stay Tuned. It's a really fun John Ritter family, it's like a family version of Terror Vision and Amazon Women on the Moon, which I also love and grew up with. And it's getting a Blu-ray release. Finally, my gosh, I can't wait. You Zucker Brothers, Zucker fans. This wasn't them, but it's a lot of funny individuals. John Landis as well. Kentucky Fried Movie type. It's just, Amazon Women on the Moon is fantastic. But so stay tuned. It's really great. It's out there on Blu-ray now. You can get it on Amazon, like me. I have recently been. I'm doing a series of reviews. We're not really a review channel, but we're going to be doing some special reviews here and there, like Mill Creek and certain things like that. Mill Creek is down there on the channel. I did a whole little episode about them, but I'm going to be doing some stuff for them because of my love and adoration for how much they give a shit about certain titles from the 80s and early 90s that I loved, including the Ernest films and the Andy Sedaris collection. Andy Sedaris, blood, boobs, bullets, explosions, action movies from the 80s and 90s. The man was a genius. Growing up with that stuff on Up All Night and VHS, and then getting the DVD sets and everything, and now they're putting them out on Blu-ray, and they're doing a fantastic, excellent job with the restorations, and I was really impressed with their previous Andy Sedaris flicks, and so they just sent me Hard Hunted and Fit to Kill. More Andy Sedaris gems. I'm really looking forward to Day of the Warrior and Return to Savage Beach. You got that Julie K. Smith action. You know how much I like the movies, the big movies. So I'm going to get thick into those when I do my Mill Creek Andy Sedaris video. Some friends, Ben, of course, and Tansky of Fright Rags. They killed it with some new mini mask releases, and got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man mini mask looking like a marshmallow box of goodies. These guys did a fantastic job. And then we got, this one is my favorite out of the bunch. This is the Kenner style real Ghostbusters packaging for the Slimer mini mask. I love it. Look at that. Old school. Old school. Love it, love it, love it. And then to add to my Trick or Treat collection, the damn modern classic, Sam with mask and Sam without mask. Hopefully you can see them. Maybe. But look at these. Look at these Ben Cooper style. Oh, I love it. Love it. They did such a good job. Now this was kind of a, as I've said before, I don't do a lot of presents for myself or gifts for myself. I don't do it often. One, I don't have a lot of money, and two, when I do, I like to spend it on the family and friends and my son and all that good stuff. And but there's some things that I just I can't pass up, and this is one of those things. So I have been looking for certain toys from my childhood to recollect and put back into my world. But only the stuff that I used to have. I'm not really going after too many things that I didn't have and just never got, or things like that. I don't go for the full lines of the toy lines or franchises. I just go after the ones that I absolutely had and want back in my life. And this is one of those things. And for a lot of the lines that I would like a couple carded figures just to have them carded, right? And then the rest can be loose. That's fine. But just to have that image of the carded figure like it was back in the day, that's part of the fun and nostalgia for me for these toys, is remembering seeing those toys on the pegs. So there's a gentleman out there. I'm sure all you toy people know who he is. He's Zombie Sailor. He's a really funny, great dude. My buddy Ben hooked me up to him, and he was offering one of the best prices I have ever seen for a carded food fighter. So now, thanks to Zombie Sailor, I have, like I wanted, one carded food fighter to go along with my loose food fighters, and now I only need 5 more food fighters to go before I have all of the food fighters, which was all of them, 10 food fighters. I had all of them, and I want them back in my collection. So 5 to go. But here we are, Fat Frenchie on card. The card is actually still in really good shape. It's got a little bit of issue here and there, but for the most part, it is fine and dandy. No yellowing on the card. On the bubble. I couldn't pass up the price. This was, for me, and I've been searching for a couple years now, but this was the best price on a carded food fighter I had seen ever. So I had to get it, and it was free shipping. So I want to thank Zombie Sailor out there. Look for him, Zombie Sailor, on Instagram. He's offering some great fun stuff. So I had to get that. Now, so here's a little bit of a wah-wah issue, like wah-wah-wah. And I'm sad that I have to do it this way, but Michael, Who Dat Whale, is a fan of the channel. He loves the 80s, and he grew up in the same time, and he collects stuff as well from the 80s, and he just really loves the channel and loves what we're doing here. And he wanted to send me a care package of stuff. Some that he picked up specifically for me, and some that were from his own collection that he was bestowing upon me to cherish in my collection. And this is, for the most part, this is all stuff that these are from franchises and lines that I loved, and I'm trying to re-get. So this was a real surprise, and unfortunately, when I actually opened it up live in the previous video, you got to see my reactions. And believe me, Michael, they were great. I was so happy and thrilled and couldn't believe what you sent me. And I'm sorry that that got corrupted and the video was all fucked up, but I'm doing it now. And I'm going to show off everything that you sent me, and I cannot believe it, but here we go. So, first up, you all know my favorite horror film of all time is Fright Night, 1985's Fright Night. And I have a Fright Night shrine, have a bunch of stuff from the film, but I do not have, but I do have the Laserdisc, but I do not have a CED video disc of Fright Night. But now, thanks to Who Dat Whale, I do. So rad. So cool. You guys remember the CEDs? I do. Put it in like a little tray, like they pull it out. Remember that? Oh, crazy. But that was just. So, you know, I also mentioned the this is modern, but it kind of goes along with the retro magic of Masters of the Universe and WWF, 80s WWF. And they have been putting out wrestling He-Man figures. And I've only wanted the ones that appealed to me, which were the 80s stars, and the ones that I actually enjoyed. So I have the Ultimate Warrior, and now in Wave 2, they put out Macho Man in Wave 2. So he's sort of like Macho Man at Arms, basically. But I have not been able to find him yet out in the wild. But they are on store shelves, which is fantastic. Mattel is bringing them out, starting with these and then going into the Masters of the Universe line later this fall. Coming out retail again, I can't wait. But here's the Macho Man. So cool, I love these figures. And in Wave 3, Roddy Piper is coming. He is my favorite 80s wrestler, and you know I got to get Roddy. I'm debating whether or not to open these because the figures look so cool and I want to play with them with my Masters line. but the packaging is so rad too. It's tough. You know, this is one of those, I guess I gotta get another one so that I can open and play. But thank you, Michael. In that vein, I'm going to stick with what he also got me. So, I recently picked up the Hasbro 1990-1991 Ultimate Warrior, and I've been looking for a Roddy on my list, and I didn't have to look much further other than the box that I just received. But thank you, Who Dat Whale, thank you, Michael. He sent me my Roddy, Hasbro, Roddy Piper, thank you. He is in great shape. I mean, really, great shape. There's no discoloring. Everything still is rocking and rolling. He's fantastic. And, so this is a Jakks Pacific. Jakks Pacific. So this is modern, 2007, 2008. But it looks fantastic, and it goes along with my Roddy love. I do want to get most of the Roddy stuff. I want that LJN. You know, I had 6 LJN wrestling figures, and Roddy was always my favorite. I want to get Roddy in that LJN, but with his skirt, with his kilt, sorry, not skirt, I know you guys. His kilt, but this is the classic Superstars WWF. Here we go, Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Thank you so much. I'm probably going to open this so that I can, you know, pose them and do all that stuff. Thank you again, Michael. Now, this is rad too. So, I'm collecting, or recollecting, because I had a lot of this line growing up, but here they are, the Sectaurs, and I'm going to be doing a Sectaurs video. I'm waiting for the new Sectaurs to be delivered to me. I pre-ordered them a while ago, and they're shipping. They're finally out, and they're coming, so I can't wait to do that, and I'll do that video. But He sent me complete Sectaurs in amazing shape. They still have their weapons and all their gear and their creatures. And it's awesome. It's just adding to the already recollect that I started over there. So rad. It's all here. Oh, there's his shield. This is all magic, guys. This is 80s nostalgia. You guys remember Sectaurs? I do. And they are in great shape, and it's so rad. Oh, so rad. Now these guys shock me. First of all, what's really funny is one of these I just recently sold because I had to. And then I because I sold it, I was like, well, you know what? It'll be easier for me to track them down and get them loose because they won't be as expensive as they are carded. But I've talked about this. I have a video about it on the channel. My love for Bionic 6. I had the toys. I loved the cartoon. Nobody really knew about it. Certainly nobody knows about it when I talk about it. But so now I got back the mechanic, but in even more great shape. He got me a carded mechanic, and this is the one that I had, and I had to recently sell. But now I have it back, so yay! And I will not sell these. These are in such good shape that he put them in. You know, so that no viruses can get to them. Put them in these cases. But also, Madam O. I had every single figure, which was only, 12, 13 figures. It was, good guys and bad guys, but, and these cards are beautiful, and I'm going to keep tracking them down for loose, but this is amazing to have them carded. I mean, so dope. And they're just in such great shape, and it means a lot that that Michael, you would bestow that upon me and know that, trust me enough to keep them safe and sound in my home. And but this knocked me out. This is another line that I loved, and I have my Kenner video down below where I talk about my favorite Kenner toys growing up. And this is another one of those Kenner lines that a lot of people don't even remember, but I loved it. I have one loose. A couple years ago, I had one of the bigger box vehicle from this line, and I was stupid because it was still in box and still all the cardboard was attached and everything, and I sold it, and I should not have. But I'm talking about Sky Commanders. Now these must be case fresh Sky Commanders because they are in such beautiful, beautiful shape. It's like they were just taken right out of their box to be put on the shelves. But if you notice, they are unpunched, and no store sticker yet for the prices. These guys are in such good shape. I was shocked. I was aghast with passion and excitement when I opened these up. So thank you, Michael, Who Dat Whale, for sending me all this stuff. Truly, truly an amazing box of radical nostalgia that made my heart skip a beat. So I thank you. And I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch this channel, watch these shows. Hoping you're getting smiles and nostalgic love feelings from the 80s, passionate, erotic, all of that stuff. You're feeling it, and you're getting some laughs, and you're getting some enjoyment out of this channel. So I thank you. And speaking of that, we are almost at 700 subscribers. And what did we say? We said we were going to do a live show, and a big one at that. April 2nd, folks. April 2nd. Second? Fourth? Maybe? April 2nd? April 2nd. It's a Thursday. At 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. we're going to be doing a big live show, multi-camera live show. We have a call-in number that you can call and talk to us. We're going to have Casey a part of it, Tansky, Ruby, hopefully Carrie. We're going to be talking about my movies. We're going to be talking about the 80s. We're going to talk about the things that we loved and the toys. And we're going to be going into specific things and showing off things that we had in our childhood. And we're going to be taking your questions and all that good stuff. And the giveaways. Of course, we are going to do the big giveaway to one lucky commenter, subscriber, all that good stuff. The Masters of the Universe Filmation Retro Super 7 line. Look at that Filmation style merman from Masters of the Universe. Somebody's going to get this. But we also may do some special other little giveaways throughout the evening. That's 3 hours of it. Crept from the 80s live. Warlock home video. Low budget pictures. 1980s goodness. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And you know, we're all locked in. What do we got to do? We got to just watch or read or be entertained by visual things. And what better way to stimulate your visual pleasures than watching an episode, or a live episode, or this channel of A Crept from the 80s, and a lot of my crappy, silly, over-the-top comedy horror. So thank you, friends. Thank you, friends, for stopping by. Please comment. Subscribe if you haven't. Like if you haven't. Let your friends know if you haven't. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Crept from the 80s. And we'll see you soon. We've got some backlogged episodes coming up. And we're going to be shooting some new stuff crazy soon. It's going to be dope, rad, tubular, wicked, awesome, excellent, and all that good stuff. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.